Simanskis back at Millett Hall, where the Akron Zips have a 12-8 lead over the Miami Redhawks. We've been talking about how important this game is, but it is especially important for both these teams who have started 0-2 in the month of March with the conference tournament 2 days away. And Coach Megan Duffy, after that Ohio loss, said, hey, we have to have games like that sometimes because we have to learn from it, go through it, and be better in the conference tournament when it happens. And right now she's saying, hey, our first actions are fine, but we have to be more determined on our second and third chances.
Thank you, Emily. Savannah.
I'm Emily Simanskis at Millett Hall, where it's off to a slow start. The Kent State Flashes only have that 2-0 lead over the Miami Redhawks. The last time the Redhawks took a media timeout, they were down 18-0 in the first half to the Buffalo Bulls. And if you had talked to any of the players or the coaches, they had said that poor start led to that 8-point loss. And now Coach Owens is saying, hey, let's make those free throws to try and get some life back in our game, and let's bring the energy.
In case you missed it, there were 3 home games last week and 3 home wins last week. And good news, we've got more games. I'm Emily Simanskis with This Week at Miami, presented by Skyline Chili.
Back in Millett Hall, where the Miami Redhawks lead the Toledo Rockets 21-16, and Coach Kowalczyk is frustrated with how his offense is playing, saying, we suck a little right now, and he's telling his team, get the stops at the other end and then talk to each other to get back in this one.
Thank you.
I'm Emily Simanskis back in Millett Hall, and to say it hasn't been comeback season for these two teams would be an understatement. Both the Redhawks and the Cardinals are well under 500 when they are trailing at the half. So Coach Jack Owens, I was just in his huddle, and he was saying, hey guys, good job holding the D, and he's giving lots of praise to this good start, patting Precious Aya and Darian Ringo on the back. I've been told Bob Bolden is actually pretty even keel, and you could tell that he was. He sat down, shrugged his shoulders as if to say, hey, not bad, but he's telling his team, let's stay aggressive, watch the high-low game, and rebound. But he also said, hey, you forced them to call that timeout. You're getting a look at Wayne Embry standing up and leaving this one a little early, but I bet he's liked what he's seen, just like Jack Owens. He's sitting down and saying, hey, guys, I'm not even going to talk about a game plan. Let's just finish this game. Owens giving the Redhawks fist bumps, and I bet Embry wanted to give them some too. So you heard from Coach Owens at halftime asking his team to continue to fight, and Coach Gross is asking his team to do much of the same. He's saying, come on, men, let's run a little and talk to each other, even though he's pleased with the start out of the break.
Yes.
So the Redhawks are 16-1 on the season when they lead at the half, and Coach Megan Duffy talked about confidence during our halftime break, and she's still talking about confidence right now. She's saying, hey guys, good job executing, but we've been losing our toughness on the offensive end, so we have to have an aggressive and smart mentality, and she's saying, I want this to be our best defensive quarter of the year.
Thank you so much.
You can tell there's some frustration coming from the Army bench, lots of slumped shoulders, but the Redhawks are dialed in. Their shoulders are leaning into what Coach Owens is saying, which is play the right way. And you mentioned Bam Bowman having a big game. He came off the bench saying, woo, giving himself a pat on the back.
Absolutely.
It's finally time to break out your peanuts, Cracker Jacks, and baseball hats because it's finally baseball season. And the women's basketball team has now won 9, count them 9, games in a row. They traveled to Toledo.
And I was in Coach Megan Duffy's huddle, and she was praising Leah Purvis not only for her 6 points, but her defense on Sierra Dillard, because you guys were talking about it. She can get hot, and she could put the Buffalo Bulls back in this game.
Yeah.
After the first set, Kimmy Olsen was telling her team, Miami's got the momentum, and they're shoving it down your throat. And she says she can feel the nervousness on the bench, but she wants them to turn that nervousness into determination. Back in Millett Hall, where the Miami Redhawks now lead the Akron Zips 23-18, and we've been talking about the pace of the game, and Coach Melissa Jackson is noticing the pace as well. She's saying, hey guys, if you're in there for 2 minutes, I want you to play your hardest, and we have to focus on our defense, play with a sense of urgency, because the Redhawks are outworking us. I was going to ask about that. You could talk about Jalen Walker all day, but your bench had some pretty big points. How important is that before the tournament?
Yeah.
In a low-scoring defensive game, how do you think your team is responding to the Rockets' defense? I was going to say, you've tried man-to-man coverage and zone coverage against the Miami Redhawks. What are you looking for from your defense in the second half?
Just really just throwing them off guard.
You lost a close one on Saturday to come out with a close win today. What does that say about your team moving forward?
You know what?
In your last huddle, you decided not to even drop a play. What gave you the confidence in your team to close out the game today? Heading into your midweek bye week, how do you not want to lose that compete level before your next game Saturday?
You know what?
You ran into some foul trouble at the end of the half. What do you want your defense to continue to do or change in the second half? At the beginning of the fourth quarter, you told your team that feels good. So what feels good about this one?
Well, one, it feels good to get a win.